Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hey Listen Video Game Podcast. This is episode 21, and today I'm joined with my co-host, Cole Annoying Navi.
I want to have sex with Benjamin Button when he was 12.
Oh yeah.
It's thundering. That's terrible. Okay, if this gets messed up,
No,
that's
you can't even hear
upsetting.
anything.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Okay.
But,
Alright.
Anyway, we were supposed to have a very special guest, but we will let you know if this said person happens to stroll on by because they're not here right now.
Mhm.
But we're going to go into some other stuff, and then if they do get here, then we'll ask them their opinions, and we'll ask them some questions and whatnot.
Mhm.
But to start things off, we can do
Wanna
some
talk about
listener feedback. that we
Zavin, what do you have to say this week? Buddy, old pal.
So, for listener feedback, we actually got some feedback on episode 17.
What?
From
who?
Pestro.
Oh, okay, well, alright.
He said, I'm currently listening to episode 17, and Julian is such a chilled out dude. I definitely like to hear him on again sometime.
Who was that again? Was that,
God damn it.
Who was that?
I said I definitely agree, and you should check out the YouTube channel. He's one of my,
Oh, okay, I know who you're talking about.
He's a very good guest, and,
Yes, that was very good, I thought.
yeah, he's pretty awesome. So we'll definitely have him on again sometime.
Couldn't remember who we had as a guest, but
And he
that
said,
was a. Okay, never mind.
Yes?
Not my foot.
Yes?
No, it's.
You didn't
I
even
was
know
just
who
gonna
the
say
guest
that I thought that was one of our best episodes.
It was. Sorry for the episode title, but you don't remember anything, do you?
Kid Icarus, I know.
I also wanted to say, since Cole mentioned Pokemon Stadium 2, that man, the mini games made that game in my opinion. If it's possible, I'd highly recommend that you get like 2 or 3 friends and just sit down and play the mini games. Good times are guaranteed to be had.
Yes.
Yes, I said I agreed, even though I haven't experienced Stadium 2 that much. I know from Pokemon Stadium that they're the mini games, yeah, were like it was
They're
one of the
amazing.
few games that the mini games were actually one of the best parts of.
Hmm. Yeah, Pokemon Stadium 2s are just as good. I can't remember what were some. I can remember some I can't. Let me look this up. I'm curious now, but even Pokemon Stadium ones, like those were. They had that like digging Sandshrew thing. You had the Harden thing with like Hakuna and Metapod, and it's all good stuff.
Alright, so Cole, just letting you know this guest should be in here shortly.
Why is that?
They said that Skype crashed apparently. For them,
Okay.
I mean. And anyway, so yeah, and he said I might have to check out Kid Icarus for 3DS at some point. I've been waiting for Nintendo to release the Circle Pad Pro XL before I pick it up, but it seems like everyone has forgotten about that thing. Cole.
You don't need the Circle Pad Pro. I don't care who you are.
You probably do.
Honestly, you probably do. But would that become like, would it fall out if you're trying to? I've used it at GameStop or like inside the plastic wrap. I just kind of never mind. I kind of fiddled around with it, and I'm pretty sure the Circle Pad's actually smaller. It's like Vita analog size, like really small. Probably crazy, but that's what it seemed like. And it was a little bit cheap, I want to say, but maybe Pestro. Then again, that's also a different Circle Pad.
Alright, and then on episode 19, Zavin1718 said the wonders of Pestro have yet to cease amazement. So he reads Japanese and is a programmer. Pestro, if you read this one question, you read Japanese but don't speak it. How does that work? Blah 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 blah. He basically asked him stuff, and then Pestro left like a huge wall of text about it.
Makes sense to me though, because reading and speaking are two very different things.
Mm-hmm.
If you've taken a language, Zavin, which I'd assume you have. I mean,
Espanol.
exactly. So
Oh,
I mean, it's reading. It's more so like just being able to pick out words and put things together. Speaking is I can't explain it. You just have to attempt it, and it's very difficult.
and Pastor also said that just a minor correction. I said on the podcast that Streets of Rage remake was one of my most played games of 2012, but I meant to say 2011. Also, never mind the plug about the forums, but they recently announced that they're closing down the forums in February. Wow.
What's Wait, what?
What?
What forums?
The
Oh
Streets
wait,
of
no.
Rage remake
Okay.
forums deplugged.
I was confused. I'm like, wait, Pete's closing the like
You just searched forum, and that's all you did.
my balls were sweating there.
And all right, we're gonna bring the guest in, and I'll introduce them. All right, give me 1 second.
No prank
And then
calls.
we'll go into the question and the questions we got, and we'll ask the person as well. All right, so we've got this special guest we had planned. That showed up fashionably late, and that is Raychul Moore. Welcome. Are you there?
Hi, I'm so sorry. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I am so sorry. I just realized 4 p.m. Eastern. I was like, why are they starting early? And then I looked at the tweet and I was like, oh my God, I'm such a jerk.
that's no problem.
Yep, no problem.
But so basically we just went over like a little bit of feedback from last episode, so you didn't miss much.
Okay.
But we've got a few questions that the podcast was just asked in general, and then later we'll go into asking you some questions as well for sort of like the main topic thing. We'll go more in depth on the stuff you do. So questions. All right, hello. You're kind of breaking in and out a little bit.
Are you on a toaster? I don't know.
We can't understand you. It's very messed up audio.
Yeah.
Uh and now it's silent. Well, this is awkward. Oh god. It said
What?
there's a problem with the call. Hold on while we try to get the call back. It said
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so
okay,
there
so
was not
oh
any
no, no, never
awkwardness.
mind. Never mind. She just got online, so scrap
Okay.
this scrap.
Crap. I'm keeping this in.
Don't keep this in.
People are gonna get it. No, you are
This is
very antagonistic against our fans.
it's
I am
awkward when you
trying to.
just
I'm giving them the inside scoop, and you're just like, no, keep them out of here. Keep them ignorant.
I'm usually for you recording, not when it's just sloppy though.
It's not
She said
sloppy.
she said she switched to her phone, so maybe it'll work better.
So at least we know she wasn't on 3G.
Mm-hmm.
What if she?
Maybe she just switched to 3G. Most likely not.
I don't. Can you even record on 3G
Record.
or call? I mean, I guess you could
You can
if you
call,
use
yeah.
her number, but uh,
Or
I think
anyway,
it's
bring it
different.
in. Bring it into.
Hmm. What did I want to do? Tweets. Who did
Oh,
I?
Oh, is
Hi.
this working better?
It sounds a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Skype.
Yeah.
huh.
Actually, yeah. It sounds a lot better now.
Okay, good.
So, how you doing?
Aside from Skype being a total jerk today, I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty well.
Good.
Now we've got normal questions to answer now. These aren't the ones that we that were asked specifically for you, so we'll get into
Okay.
those later. But so Botsa Brand on the forums, he asked top 3 GameCube games that do not contain Nintendo related characters.
Number one, Eternal Darkness.
Right?
Is Pikmin, does that count? I mean, it's Nintendo, but it's not your normal group of Nintendo guys.
I think
I
it's
don't
pretty
know, because I
Nintendo.
guess it was in Brawl, so I'm not sure if I would.
It's
I don't
pretty
Oh,
know.
that's
Nintendo.
right. That's right. Oh,
Yeah, but
Christ.
so is Solid Snake.
That is
Yeah.
true. Hmm.
Um, that's a hard one. I know Eternal
Yeah.
Darkness was like my favorite, hands down.
Hmm.
But
It's
yeah, oh man, even like Animal Crossing was another good one, but that is
Nintendo. Yeah.
still Nintendo. I don't
That's
know what other good ones were there. Aren't Nintendo?
let's see.
Um.
I'm looking now.
Does it have to be exclusive though?
Oh, I guess
Because
not.
I would guess so.
I would say Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
What else?
There was Spyro, A Hero's Tale, which I am a
That's
huge or
true.
was a huge Spyro fan, so I'd go with that
Yeah,
one.
Beautiful Joe, Time Splitters 2.
Yes, Beautiful Joe was excellent.
Mm,
See. Oh yeah, Star Wars Rogue Squad or Rogue Leader 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'll go with Eternal Darkness, Beautiful Joe, and Star Wars.
See, how many did I name? I have Crystal Chronicles, whatever I just said, Star Wars, and for the last one, I'm gonna go with the Sonic Adventure DX count.
yep,
It
that's
technically
fine,
was
Nintendo.
exclusive for its time, right? Or I guess that version of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So my answers would be really weird, like Tony Hawk's Underground 2, even though that's not exclusive. I like that.
Hmm.
Hmm. Sonic Mega Collection was pretty good. And you know what, Cole? What about? Oh wait, no, Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life.
Oh yeah, Harvest Moon.
That's definitely at the top.
That
Um.
was like Farmville before Farmville was popular.
Uh-huh.
yeah, exactly.
Also, oh yeah, Baten Kaitos. That's an uh, that's an interesting RPG. Not many people mention.
Is that how you really? I've never been able to find out how to pronounce that game. I always pronounce it beaten cat toes.
Yeah,
But
that's
okay.
I'm pretty sure
Wow.
it's Baten Kaitos. I'm not sure.
What a ridiculous title.
So yeah, I think that answers that.
Hmm.
And he also asked, "What's your favorite film montage?"
Oh, film
uh
montage.
what? I mean, that's that's something only he would ask. I'm gonna go with the roast of Charlie Sheen, his little montage in the beginning.
What?
That's
That's a
the only mod
monologue.
is okay. I don't know then. I don't know how to answer that. What am
You
I?
don't have an answer.
Don't have an answer.
Montage is like when they group together a lot of clips with music.
Hmm.
Oh, I mean, wouldn't that kind of be it? Well,
Oh,
actually,
oh,
no, it's just scenes, really.
hmm.
I'm not sure if it's
I
like
can't
that.
even. Huh. You know, he probably thinks we're so lame because he's such a film buff.
I'm gonna be super crazy, and I'm gonna go with There's, I guess you could call it a montage, but it's more like a flashback. But whatever, it's a lot of clips clipped together with music. And this like rare film called a Serbian film, and it's like he flashes back to all the stuff that was going on during his
Oh,
drugged rage. So I'm gonna go with that
that's
one.
an interesting movie.
I love that movie. I think it's beautifully shot. I love the
Mhm.
story and the dialogue, and I love that movie.
I can appreciate that because I really like the Human Centipede too, and everyone thinks it's like really gross movie, but I just love its cheesiness and stuff, and I think there's a lot of aspects that scare people away, but
Yeah,
underneath all of that like craziness, it's like a really good movie, I think. So yeah, I
yeah,
can
I
appreciate
agree.
that.
See, I don't get grossed out or disturbed or anything by
Mhm.
anything. So I always can watch something like that and see past all of the gore because it doesn't
Mhm.
affect me. I'm always looking for a movie that will shock or disturb me, because I think that'd be really fun.
Mhm.
Well, there you go. And then the last question we got was from Pestro, and he said it's not a question really, but I want to know if this is hype or lame. But I think we can go into this later actually because he basically just posted a clip of Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, which was shown in the Wii U Direct, which we'll go over in the news later. But
Hmm.
yeah, we can show our opinions then.
Okay.
So do you want to go into like games we've been playing recently then?
Yeah, let's just hurry up and do that. So who's starting off?
Rachel, like what games have you been playing the past week?
Well, I've been super unpacking and everything because I just moved to LA, so it's just a madhouse here. But I have been able to sneak in some time with Far Cry 3 finally, which is super awesome. I played a little bit of The Cave, and I'm still working on Guild Wars 2.
Mhm. How is
Yeah.
Far Cry 3? Because from it looks just like almost like a Bethesda game, just set on like an island environment. Is that like a accurate description?
Yeah, it reminds me of Dead Island
Mhm.
and Just Cause 2. Blended together with a little bit of
Hmm.
Assassin's Creed in it, and then you smush it all together and you get Far Cry 3. It's still really good, especially if you like exploring. At the beginning, which is still where I am, like I just unlocked the skill trees, you're really underpowered. So you'll just be running around and you'll get like a pissed off pig that chases you and just completely kills you in like 2 hits. Like, why did that pig, first of all, why did the pig attack me? Second of all, why did the pig kill me in 2 hits? That's ridiculous. Here that that you actually even out a little later on in the game, and you're not so underpowered. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hmm.
I don't want to be killed by pigs anymore.
Yeah, I think it looks great because I really want to try it because I love those like open world like Fallouts and Skyrims and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Even Assassin's Creed to an extent. So I really want to try that out, but it's still like what, $50? Which I mean for that game it doesn't look like too bad of a price, but I just
hmm
too many things coming out, so I can't afford it, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's like too many games I have to have that where the
Yeah,
other games I
exactly.
want to have need to take a back seat.
Hmm.
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 Hmm. So Cole, how about you?
Yeah. Games. I'm no longer playing Wind Waker for obvious reasons that we will discuss, but I played that a little bit until news came out. Then I'm playing Pokemon Platinum because it's been, I don't know, I just feel like collecting Pokemon again. And since the new Pokemon game is going to be coming out, you know, why not? Because I'm assuming I wouldn't be able to transfer my Pokemon over from the DS games to
Uh,
the 3DS game. I would assume so.
yeah,
Because
probably.
I mean, ever since the third generation, you've been able to transfer
Yeah,
all
definitely.
them to what, Black and White 2 now. So preparing for that. Other than that, really not too much. I haven't been playing too many games. I've been mostly watching movies and stuff like that. Kind of just I don't know. 'Cause I've been working a lot, so like even this weekend I worked. What did I work? I worked like 17 hours, so I don't know. I'm busy, unfortunately. I've been playing Spider Solitaire. I'll give you that one. I, during during like watching movies, I'll just kind of put that up just to entertain myself. But
Sounds pretty
that
lame.
is, yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, that's about it. But Zach, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Tales of Vesperia still, and I'm at like 48 hours now, and all I have left to do is get 5 fell arms and then the final dungeon, and I'm done with that game. And then that's the Gentleman's Challenge. That'll be all wrapped up then. And I've also been playing Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. I started playing that on Game Boy Advance. I haven't gotten very far in it at all in the past, so I'm hoping to actually stick with it this time.
Hmm. I want to
Have
play
you,
Fire Emblem so bad, but that game's coming out and I can't distract
mhm.
myself. It's so frustrating.
have you have you played or like beaten Sacred Stones before?
I've gotten very far. It's one of those I haven't beaten because I played it after playing Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, so it's kind of
Yeah.
a downgrade, which it's still good, but I mean it's not to what I'm used to, I guess you could say. But I
Mhm.
did beat the other Game Boy Advance one,
Yeah.
so it's good, but not entirely for me.
Yeah, pales. I find like a lot of the handheld ones pale in comparison to Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn.
Yeah, exactly.
And for some reason they seem to want to focus on the handheld versions so much now.
Well, I'm sure it's like much easier to develop for. But I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Awakening looks like more so Radiant
The
Dawn with the skills and all of that. And I guess there's gonna be like a marriage system and a
hmm,
bunch of cool new features. So I'm
hmm,
assuming it's not gonna be watered down like I guess
yeah,
Shadow Dragon was.
yeah, definitely. And the last game is Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4. Because we were playing through, me and my brother, of like the majority of the Lego games, but for some reason we stopped playing Lego Indiana Jones because it really wasn't near as good as the other ones. There was
No, it's
some,
sad.
yeah, there was like I think there was a big glitch we ran into. I forget what it was, but we kind of got annoyed with it after that. Then we played Lego Indiana Jones 2, which is definitely a lot better, but we just really wanted to play Harry Potter, so we're jumping into that now. It's been pretty good, but I kind of don't like a lot of how it's organized because I don't know, it's like very awkward how you have to get around Hogwarts and everything. And there's really no easy way to direct you, so they just have like a ghost that makes you follow it because you'd never be able to find where to go without it.
Which one's your favorite of the Lego series?
Um, Probably Star Wars, the complete saga. I have that on the
Yeah.
Wii, but
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
that one's really solid. So yeah, that's it. Only 3 games, but I'm hoping to stick with 3 games for the most part, don't, so that I can actually finish games. So there you go. So let's say we get into news now. Cole, you
I'd
ready
rather
for
not.
this?
I'd rather not. Okay, let's get into
So
this.
the elephant in the room is we're kind of late on this because we're recording it a while after, but the Wii U Direct, the Nintendo Direct they had on January 23rd. Yeah, January 23rd, I think was 2013.
Hmm.
Rachel, have you seen this?
I haven't. No, I haven't even heard about it.
Uh,
Really?
well,
Wow.
Yeah.
you're about to get informed then.
Yay, I love learning.
There's like 5 or 6
There's
new games
a
coming
lot
out.
of stuff.
Yeah, there's do you just want to name off the titles real quick, Zach?
Well, I heard about Wind Waker, right?
Mm,
Uh-huh.
That's getting an HD remake or something, which is
Yep.
yeah.
awesome.
I'll go through kind of like a quick recap. But
Okay.
Okay.
basically, in the beginning was the boring part where they talked about like it was basically for everyone who doesn't have a Wii U. They were showing Miiverse posts, which is pretty relevant. But then they went on and they announced the Virtual Console, which is going to start with NES and Super Nintendo. Um, but they're eventually going to add more, and they plan to add more systems like the Game Boy Advance this time around.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have like this promotion going on where it's for their 30th anniversary of the NES or the Famicom, and it's basically where each month for like 30 days, one game is going to be available. Like an NES or Super Nintendo game will be available that will only be 30 cents for that
Oh.
month. And the one for January that they already did and are doing is Balloon Trip. I should really buy that
You mean
because there's like
balloon fight?
Balloon Fight.
Yeah.
It's called balloon fight, right? Not balloon trip.
Yeah, I think it's Balloon Fight.
Well, there you go. Fine. You know what it is. What other balloon game?
Yeah, it's that.
But yeah. So there's that. I want to get that because was there only like 2 days left? Yeah, something like that. And then what did they go on to afterwards? Let's see. Then they started. Oh yeah, they went to trailers like they had a couple trailers of games we already knew about, including The Wonderful 101 and
Bayonetta
Bayonetta
2.
2. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they had another trailer on that. Didn't really show all that much more. Bayonetta 2 was basically like kind of they're in the process of making the game kind of video. And then Wonderful 101 showed a little bit more gameplay, but not much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they also announced previously about 2 system updates they plan on having in the spring and the summer 2013 that are going to be they're basically going to enhance system like speeds and accessing software a lot and booting it up a lot faster.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, because that's kind of the biggest complaint right now. Is
Yeah.
that it's like so slow to do anything.
Then after all of that, the good stuff started, right?
Yep, I think so.
So, can I go over the games?
Yes, yes.
You
Yes.
know what? You know what? You can't steal the best part.
Fine.
No, we can. Well, do you know the exact order?
I know the first two, I believe.
Oh, we also forgot to mention another couple lame things, but
Yeah.
the Pikmin 3, they showed that you can use the gamepad as a camera to share on Miiverse. And in Wii Fit
Yeah.
U, they showed that users are going to be able to create their own closed communities using unique IDs and stuff, kind of like Mario Kart 7.
Huh.
Oh, and they also announced the Miiverse apps coming soon.
For what?
Just
Well, actually,
phones,
it's
stuff
first
like
like the
that.
browser, but then they plan on doing the uh, Miiverse app later on.
Oh,
Mhm.
so you can access the Miiverse on your iPhone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Cole, what was the first game then?
Uh,
Big game they announced.
they kind of announced them at the same time. Mario Kart and a new 3D Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Those two were announced. They didn't have any gameplay or anything, unfortunately, not even a name, which I'm sure it'll be like Mario Kart U or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but those two were announced,
I know.
What do
and
you mean 3D Mario? You mean like
like
another?
a Galaxy or a
All
Sunshine.
right.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm all about.
yeah,
Yeah, I like it.
exactly.
I like how this was kind of like surprisingly the least overwhelming of the whole thing.
Hmm.
It was kind of nonchalantly mentioned. They're like, "Oh yeah, we've got a 3D Mario game and Mario Kart going on."
Are those coming
Yay!
out this year, or
They're
is this
I'm
later?
not sure. Did
I
they
doubt
say?
it's this year.
Just later. They'll
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
They're
it
like,
said
yeah, we're gonna do it eventually.
it said they're gonna be shown at E3, but
Okay.
Yay!
And then after that, I believe
Oh,
it
no, wait.
was
I'll say the next one. We alternate here.
fine.
I'm taking the lame one anyway. This is a lame one.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, you might not be thinking the same one. And that's a sequel kind of to Wii Party for the Wii
Oh,
U.
never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that looks. It's basically just Mario Party.
It's basically
It's an
Wii Party, yeah.
yeah, it's an excuse to put out another party game, which they may be fun, but I don't need
Hmm
5 party games.
I want a new Mario Party where I can actually screw over my other friends playing and not work with them.
Oh
No one
yeah,
wants to work with each other
Yeah.
in the same car.
yeah, that did
I want
not
to like
look.
summon the boo and be able to steal coins from them if they don't
Yeah.
mash the button fast enough. Like I want to do that.
Yeah.
hmm
Hopefully Mario Party 10. Now, Cole, do you know the next game?
Does it start with the Y?
Yes.
The next game is, I'm not sure if this is a sequel to Kirby's Epic Yarn or Yoshi's Story, but it's called Yarn Yoshi, where it's basically a 2D side-scrolling Yoshi game, but everything's made out of yarn. So it's
Yeah. It's basically a copy and paste of Kirby's Epic Yarn, but with a Yoshi in there.
so I'm not
Yeah.
sure if this is supposed to be like a new series or something, like they put their characters in yarn form, or it's
No.
confusing, but it's
They
Oh,
said
thought it
it's
Little
looked
Big
good.
Planet. Look what you started.
yeah, it looked actually a lot like Little Big Planet too.
hmm
And it's interesting they noted that like the last game that Yoshi starred as the main character, at least on home console, was Yoshi's Story in like 1998, and now he's
hmm
finally had another one. So
Yay! My dog's name is Yoshi.
yeah. So next game, this is the one Cole's kind of like probably the most excited for, or at least second. I don't know, somewhere up there.
hmm
But Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem.
Yes. I'm
Hmm.
very well, it depends because we don't know all the information. If this is
Mm-hmm.
basically a Fire Emblem game with that happens to have Shin Megami Tensei characters, then this is my most excited game. But if it's more
Hmm
like just RPG, you know, turn-based Final Fantasy is I didn't say that right, but you know what I mean. Standard turn-based RPG. I'm not too into it. I like the characters, but I play the games because, tactical RPG.
You'll buy it though,
So I
either way.
probably will. But I would say that game's, if it's a Fire Emblem game, I will probably buy a Wii U for it. I'm just a huge Fire Emblem fan, so I don't know. It's hard to talk about it because we really don't know anything. They just kind of had the logo, kind of.
Hmm. Yeah, it
So,
was a really quick trailer just showing a bunch of the characters from each series.
hmm but I'm glad. It looked like they only showed mostly North American Fire Emblem characters, so I kind of,
Hmm.
if I know the majority of the characters, I'll be happy because I obviously can't read Japanese. So I'd rather play with characters that I'm attached to.
Yeah.
But I don't know, not too much to comment on, I guess.
Yeah, and do you want to go in? You can just say like the next two. They're kind of paired together, and they're your thing.
hmm Yeah, so obviously we've already said it. Wind Waker is
Yeah.
getting remade,
Huh?
and it's really people are saying that like on Twitter that it was an HD remake, and so I wasn't excited at
Yes.
all at first. I was like, well, that's dumb. It's just going to be like 16 by 9 widescreen or something, and but no, this is a complete like almost like a reimagining. Like this is the same level of what they did for Ocarina of Time, how they
Oh,
changed that from the N64 game to yeah, this is a
yeah.
completely different game almost.
I loved Wind Waker,
hmm
so I'm actually very interested in this.
hmm
It doesn't even look. It looks like Link has that same type of art style from almost like Brawl, Toon Link in that, where it's much more detail oriented. I guess like the textures like look completely different.
Yeah, it's interesting.
hmm but it still has like that cell shading charm.
Mm,
But it looks really good. Like this game looks. I would almost say that this game looks better than anything I've seen on 360 if the screenshots are consistent with the final product. But it looks really good.
mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to that because I actually never beat Wind Waker on the GameCube, and I was thinking of doing that soon, but then I heard this was announced, so that gives me an excuse to do it on there.
Yeah.
But the game announced with Wind Waker is a new Zelda game,
Mhm.
which is really weird that they would announce two Zelda games. But
Yeah.
the reason why they did that was because they said this Zelda game is going to take a while for them to develop, and Wind Waker HD is just to hold us over for the long wait,
Yep.
which is cool. So it's not going
Mhm.
to be another like what 2 year pre-order like Twilight Princess. Hopefully
Hmm.
it's not, but
I
that's
don't
going to be.
know how excited I am for that. I haven't liked anything since Wind Waker. I loved Wind Waker. Hate really did not like Twilight Princess. And yeah, I haven't liked anything since Wind Waker.
Yeah, they
Wow.
Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword are definitely way different. They're much more focused on the dungeons, not the open world. So it's kind
Mhm.
of yeah, it's just a different direction. But they seem like with this one, they're going back to the original Zelda. They said they wanted to make it more emphasized on the open world. So I'm assuming it's going to be like a Skyrim kind of game, maybe. And they said they wanted to add some type of like multiplayer, kind of.
Mm.
I'm not sure what that really means. Not
Yeah.
sure if it means like four swords or
Yeah,
something like that. But
it's a little weird.
yeah, it's going to be different,
I
I
don't know.
guess. Really don't know what to think yet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I need to see more on this.
Hmm.
Mhm. All right, so the last game they ended the Wii U Direct on was from Monolith Soft, the makers of Xenoblade. It's a game called X
X.
right now. And really, you have to see the trailer to know anything about it. It looks very similar to Xenoblade, but it's like really beautiful looking. Like,
Hmm.
graphics are like through the roof. Like, just the one scene of him walking is good enough for me. Like, the attention to details
Hmm.
really
These
nice.
Games look so much better than anything I've seen on 360 and like PS3. Like these games look so much
No
better, I think.
way. Can't look better than Uncharted 3. That game
Maybe.
was by
It's
far the
Like,
best looking game I've ever seen.
you know what?
eh,
You need to see this trailer though.
yeah, it's
I'll
you
send you
just
the
have.
link though. All
All the
right.
games that I really want from Nintendo, they're just putting them on handhelds, like Luigi's Mansion 2. Been wanting that game forever, and I'm a little disappointed it's on a handheld. 'Cause I'm not a huge handheld gamer.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then Animal Crossing, we're getting a new one of that, but that's going to handheld as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I surprisingly like most people like Animal Crossing Wild World the best. Like a lot of people really love that, and that was probably my least favorite Animal Crossing. I don't know why I didn't like it as much, but
I thought
I
the
loved
GameCube.
Animal Crossing and City Folk though.
Yeah, I did too. I don't know really where they're going to go with that game, though, that's adding to it. I mean, City
I'm
Folk was cool, but it was a pain to travel to the city because it took forever. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but I still want another one.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Animal Crossing New Leaf actually looks really promising though. Like it looks like it adds a lot of unique stuff, which is what it needed. Because people were complaining City Folk was basically Wild World, but translated to home console, which is kind of true.
Hmm.
But
Now, with a new leaf, aren't we the mayors, or are we building
yeah,
up to become the mayor?
yeah, you're the mayor, which is the interesting thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna be
apparently,
weird. How am I gonna like? What's Tom Nook gonna do if I'm not always having to work for him and pay off my debt?
They'll come up with some other. It's going to be something where you're going to be becoming the mayor in the beginning, and the old mayor is going to give you the tutorial, or just going to be something. They'll think of it. But
Tortimer or something.
yeah, exactly.
Tortimer's
as,
retiring, yeah.
as long as Mr. Rossetti is still in the game, I'll be happy.
I know they'll never get rid of Mr. Rossetti. I don't think they can.
Yeah.
They'll hear
I've
the
never been
wrath.
so politely bitched out before in my life. He was so nice, but so angry, but he made me never, ever want to reset my game again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I posted the link to that uh, X game.
Okay, I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah. All right. So what
Hmm.
next?
Um,
Now we want to move on to the
the
main topic.
or one more. I have one more piece.
Okay.
The studio that develops the Epic Mickey games actually closed, and
Yeah,
I'm not surprised by this because Epic
no.
Mickey 2 really didn't sell well at all. It sold a little bit over 1 million, and for a game that's on all these other platforms, it's on everything. So
What
that's
about
not good.
Power of Illusion? How did that sell?
Um, Let me check.
I
I
can't
don't think
imagine
it
that
sold that
sold.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it,
Yeah,
it
they
got
just
cheap
had
real quick.
the Epic Mickey games. They just controlled really, really poorly. I think if they had figured out how to control and how to use that camera better, they could have done well or
Mhm.
better than they did. I mean, the first one played like an old N64 game, and that's not what you want on current gen systems.
Mhm. I didn't mind the first one that much from what I played of it, but like I saw the complaint of the camera definitely. But I thought it was interesting the character interaction stuff you could do.
I
It
played through both
was
of them.
yeah.
The second one, there was just it wasn't very like streamlined, where you had all these other side missions, but it didn't have the menu system or the smart UI to help you figure out like what missions you are currently doing, which ones you needed to do, what were your objectives. It wanted to be more of a deeper game, but it definitely did not at all support that type of gameplay.
Huh. Yeah, I was kind of interested in getting it, but I wanted to be the first one before. I'm just I don't know. I'm not as interested anymore.
Yeah, I gameflied it because I knew I wouldn't
Mm,
probably want to pay for it.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't find the sales. It doesn't say
Huh.
for that one specifically. But I don't know. I don't really have that much interest. Like I played the 3DS demo for what is it, Power of Illusion,
Yeah.
and I thought it was a little bit boring. So there's a lot of cool ideas, but they're not really
Yeah,
implemented that well at all. So
agreed.
probably not for me.
Mm. So is that it for news?
Yep, that is all I have.
Okay, so we'll go into a little Q&A thing, but first, Rachel, do you want to kind of go into stuff you do? Maybe your YouTube channel as well?
Sure. Yeah. So, I've been working in the game industry for about 8 years now. I started out with GamePro, and then sadly, GamePro closed.
Yeah.
So now I just do freelance for a bunch of different sites, and I do event coverage, um, and video game news shows type of things. And I do my own YouTube on at youtube.com/Rachel Moore, where I do reviews and just basic video game related stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, and I cosplay a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel, but
Thank you.
there's a lot of people that have a common misconception that you actually don't know anything about video games. But I think we kind of proved them wrong this episode already.
Yeah. Yeah, they just people everywhere, not just like on YouTube, but everywhere. As soon as they see a girl talking
Yeah.
about video games, they instantly think there's no way she could know about games. But like, I haven't been in this industry for so long by just pretending.
Mhm.
I've been playing since Atari 2600. I have had every system, still do. If you look at my collection, um, they don't work, but I have them. And yeah, I play everything except sports games because I suck at those. And I really can't get into turn-based RPGs. I think I'm just too.
Hmm.
I need my instant gratification, and turn-based makes me work for it, and I
Mm.
don't really like to work for my action. I
Yeah.
just want to see all the good blood and gore right away.
Hmm.
I'm crying right now. That is my
I
favorite genre.
I know tell, like, just this short time,
Yeah.
totally know what you're into. Which is I I understand the appeal of those games because a lot of them
Uh-huh.
are really deep, especially in story, and they're really character driven, which I love in games. It's just the combat I just can't get over, which
Hmm.
sucks because I've seen some really great games go by that I could get into because of the combat, but I wish I could get into them because I know I'd really like the story
Hmm.
and everything going on in the game.
I just love like the customization, and I just like that challenge. I don't know why. I just love it. Even though it's
Yeah.
weird because I don't like dungeon crawlers, which are supposedly some of the hardest games out there. But I like it. I don't know.
Hmm. I'm very weird with my taste in games because I can pretty much play anything, but well, I'm not as into like puzzle games, but I my favorite genre is something that not many people say, and that's like the simulation genre, kind of like Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, and The Sims kind of thing.
Oh, I
Uh,
can lose myself for hours in those games. You sit down and start playing them and you look up and it's like
hmm
4 a.m. You haven't eaten anything all day. You haven't like drank all day. And you're just like, holy crap, where'd my entire day go? It's just because
hmm
creating your sim and building their house.
hmm I obviously love RPGs though too, because that's kind of like Pokemon was like one of my biggest things. And then I love Mario too, which is a 3D platformer and 2D platformer, and that's like they're really different genres though, but that's what is really good about gaming is there's pretty much everything, anything for
Yeah.
anyone.
Yep. And then we're also getting a lot of like hybrids now where it's a blend of different
Mm,
genres together that complement each other really well.
yeah. All right. So I asked for questions on Twitter basically,
Hmm.
and we didn't get that many, but there wasn't that much time either for them to respond. But we got a few, and the first one was one from Ricardo Rebufo on Twitter.
I love the name.
Yeah, and he asked it. I want to ask her if she has some tips about cosplaying because I'll try to do my first cosplay this year.
Oh, yay. Yes. Well, I am guessing with a name like Ricardo, it's a male, so I don't need to tell you about tape and body glue. So,
Hmm.
safety pins.
Mhm.
Carry safety pins. My number one tip is carry safety pins everywhere you go. You will need them. Um, and second of all, I'd really just say, stay. My main thing is always stay passionate about it. Once you start losing your passion for it, then it becomes more of a job than it is fun. And stick with characters you like because it's so much more gratifying dressing up like one of your favorite characters than one that you're just kind of like, it was a cool costume. Those aren't as fun.
Hmm. Good tips. And this
I hope
next
I'll
so.
person, what?
Most of my tips are for females, so
Hmm
it's guys cosplaying is a lot harder, I would say, for female because a guy
Really?
cosplayer usually has to be as completely like photo replica perfection.
Huh.
They have no creative freedom or creative control where girls can get away with so much more They can be like, I'm the sexy version or I'm the modern version. They can really just kind of take a character and mold it to what they want it to be. Where guys, they really have to be completely accurate
Yeah.
or they just kind of get a lot of shit.
Mm.
I want to cosplay one of these days. I know a lot of people that do. Like even at work, I have coworkers that do it, and my manager actually does it, which is interesting.
It is so fun. Yeah, especially if you're a character. Like my favorite is Kratos because I adore Kratos, and running around dressed as Kratos was amazing.
Mm.
Hmm. If I were to cosplay, I would want to do Pit from Kid Icarus, but
Yeah, there you go.
that sounds like it would be difficult running around with my little wings or something.
Yeah, the extensions are hard because you forget that you are now longer than you usually are. So
Uh-huh.
you'll run into people and you'll smack their face and stuff, but it's fun. It's still fun. And most people are cool about getting hit with a weapon or
Mm.
something like that, especially at cons because they're used to it.
Yeah, if I were to ever try to do that, it would be a pain because I don't look like anyone, so that kind of messes it up. I don't think I look like anyone because I'm kind of limited to I have to wear glasses all the time, and I have this curly hair which doesn't look like anyone. I don't think.
You could still wear a wig,
Yeah, I
and with
could,
your
but
glasses, you can do a little Clark Kent action going on.
mm, that's true. And Cole said be right back. So,
Okay.
uh, but we do have one person asked like 4 questions, but
Yeah, yeah, I saw that on Twitter too.
it's not a problem because we didn't get that many. So Damon Saint Sergeant Hatred
hmm
asks, has she lost persons in her life because of what she does?
No, I've been really lucky. My family is super supportive. My parents got me into gaming, so they've been
Yeah.
extremely supportive of me working in the industry and following that. I mean, even when I left school, I was in school for forensics, and I left to start working with GamePro, and they were
Mhm.
super supportive then too. Just as long as I loved what I was doing, they were awesome. And as far as my friends go, no, all my friends are big gamers as well, and a lot of cosplayers. So I'm kind of surrounded myself
Mm.
with people that love the same things or do the same thing I do. So we all kind of just work together and help each
Yeah.
other out. Everybody's been really, really cool. So luckily, no, I haven't
Mm.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah. And he also asks, does she think that mainstream will corrupt cosplay like out seems to do anything it touches?
Ooh, hot topic for me. Um, oh God, because yeah, I hate how games have been dumbed down for mainstream, and we're seeing that right now with the Dead Space 3 demo. It just doesn't feel like Dead Space anymore. And I do think that it already is corrupting a lot of cosplay because you see people calling things cosplay that aren't. I'm sorry, if you go to Halloween Express and buy a costume and that is your costume, that's a costume. That's not a cosplay. For me, cosplay is you've got to be a fan of what you're wearing. If you are wearing a costume that you are being paid to wear, that is a promotional costume. That is not a cosplay. But
Hmm.
mainstream doesn't understand that. They just see somebody in a costume, it must be cosplay. Cosplay's got to be something you're passionate about. Cosplay's got to be something that you that word I can't say, um, created and built yourself.
Hmm.
Cosplay is all about really showing how big of a fan you are and being able to let that fanism and that geek flag fly by proudly wearing your costume. And
Hmm.
yeah, I just you go to Comic Con now and it's just ridiculous. It's a lot of
Yeah.
professionally made costumes and not by the wearers. It's by people that are just going to
Hmm.
costume designers and paying them to make their costume and a lot of Halloween costumes, which is it's awesome because I love seeing people in costume and I love seeing people wearing something they're proud of. Um, it's just I don't know how to say it
Hmm.
without sounding awful.
Yeah, I understand.
It is awesome to see the passion and be around that. It's just when mainstream can't break apart the difference between a costume and a cosplay is where I think it's going to start dirtying things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If that long ass rant makes any sense. Yeah.
yeah, it does. It's kind of
Makes
hard
total
for.
sense.
Whoa, what was that, Cole? I think he did that accidentally, but um, yeah, it seems like it's hard for people on the outside to understand that though, because you have to kind of be like experienced with it yourself to understand it really.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that. And I mean, if someone does go to a Halloween store and if they're, and that's they're new to sewing and that's cool too. Really for
Mhm.
me the most important thing in cosplay is just love what you're doing and be a fan of what you're doing and be proud of wearing that character or that game costume.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
my main
exactly.
thing. You got to love it.
Uh-huh. So he has another question. It says, due to male-driven anime/games and older fans, communication is very important. Should expos do more help with this?
Um I'm not sure I 100% understand the question.
Yeah. Hmm.
I
Due to male-driven. Hmm. Should they do more to help with communication? Maybe because it's like all crowded and kind of out of control. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, male-driven animes. See, I thought this was going to be a question about sex and gaming or something at first, but
Hmm.
communication at expos. Hmm.
I have
I
no idea.
I don't know. Ask me again on Twitter, question asker, and I shall answer you there.
There you go. Demon Sergeant Hatred. And last question he asked was, I know you're cool with gamers, cosplayers, etc. Have you guys ever just made a short film together?
Have I? Trying to remember. Not like a short film as in, we're scripted or
Hmm.
it's meant to be like a film. No. Just basic YouTube stuff, just sitting in front of a
Hmm.
camera and being silly. Just stuff like that
Yeah.
usually. I when I lived in North Carolina, me and my best friend would do like Halloween short films and stuff, but not so much out here.
Hmm.
No. Hopefully, now that I'm in LA, that will change because I would love to do more stuff with a lot of my cosplay and gamer
Hmm.
friends. That would be a lot of fun.
Yep. Well, there you go, Demon Sergeant Hatred, and that's at C Sir Czar and on Twitter. And the last person said they don't have a question, and this is at Blacksteel25. Said they don't have
Okay.
a question, but they just want to say she's great, and I always enjoy talking to her about games, etc.
Aw, thank you. That's super sweet.
Well, that's all we got for questions.
Okay.
So, Cole,
Hmm.
anything else you'd like to go over?
Um, I'm not sure what I missed exactly, but what?
Basically, what?
Okay,
Basically, you're just answering questions on
okay.
Twitter.
What would you say got you into cosplaying, Rachel? Did you answer that or?
No, I haven't. At first, it was a friend of mine who's into cosplay, and it was going to be our first time cosplaying. It was our first Comic Con. This was years ago. This was like before cosplay was cool because I was like, are we really gonna do this? Like, we're gonna cosplay?
Mhm.
That is so lame. I was so cool back then. And she really wanted to do a group which was Danger Girls, which is the comic book, and needed me to be their Natalia. So I was like, fine, I'll do this costume thing, whatever. And I loved it. It was so much fun. I had even like had a Supergirl costume that I brought just in case. And oh my god, it was I can't even explain how fun it is. And it's even kind of in a weird sense liberating running around in a ridiculous costume and just having the time of your life doing it. And from that like first day, I was completely hooked. I'd always loved Halloween and I would go 100% in my Halloween costumes. And then finally getting to wear like my favorite video game characters' costumes and making those as well. It's like a high. Make from going from concept to building to actually wearing it in public is it's just I can't even explain how amazing it is. It's awesome. I love it.
Honestly, it looks like a lot of fun. I
It is.
like I said before, like I really want to do it, but I don't know where to start because I live in Ohio, so it's
Uh-huh.
like we do have a couple of conventions I know. Like I guess there's one in like Cincinnati or Columbus or something, and I know there's a couple, but it's like I have to really look for them. But I don't know. Was there any other questions, Zach?
Unfortunately
Do you
not.
want to ask?
Oh, how about like when was the first time that you were actually approached for like something professional in the gaming industry, like you didn't just do as a hobby?
Um, it was with EGM and they had a site called OneUp. I'm not sure. Is oneup.com still around? I
I
don't
think so.
remember.
Yeah, I think so.
So at the beginning, I know EGM is separate from OneUp now because I think they're owned by UGO or I can't remember exactly. But so this was back when OneUp was EGM's online site and it was like a community site. So I joined that because it was like the first community site for gamers. You can go meet other gamers and blah blah blah. And EGM found me through that and wanted to run like a little segment on me in their magazine. And I was like, me? Really? Me? Why me?
Hmm.
And that was like, and then that's when everything for me happened because GamePro saw that and then had me start writing for them. And then they brought me on to manage a website called Game Girl for them. And it was just magic.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that was the first time. I was insanely thrilled.
Cool. Are there like any YouTube videos you made recently you want to plug or something?
I just did, I guess, right before I moved, I did my most anticipated games of 2013 video, my top 10.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's my
Hmm.
my newest one, and I'll be putting out, the videos I do Loot Crate where I open up a Loot Crate
Hmm.
box every month. I'll be putting out one of those today.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you guys. And again, so sorry for being late. I am an idiot and forgot East Coast time is different than Pacific time. And yeah, and sorry about the Skype problems.
No
No problem.
problem. You have anything you want to plug, like specifically Twitter, website, and whatnot?
Oh yeah, my Twitter would be awesome. It's just at the Rachel, but it's spelt really weird. So
Hmm.
it's TheRaychul. And I'll be putting out I just put out some new Catherine pictures from my Catherine cosplay.
Hmm.
And then either today or tomorrow, I'll be putting out new Thor photos.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cole, how about you? You wanna plug
Um,
yourself?
plug myself. Okay, so on Twitter, Annoying Nav, because I couldn't fit Navi. Um, other than Twitter, YouTube, Annoying Navi,
Putting out
and
videos. Putting
putting
out
out
videos.
videos like a boss. Um, not very good quality, but they're there. What else? I guess that's it, really.
Wow.
I don't know.
So, I am Twitter at ZRPG, YouTube ZRPG Revamped, and since the last episode that I talked about this, I think I put up like 6 videos because it's been like 2 weeks since I mentioned this or something like that. But I put up I Heart Pokemon Diamond, random PC cam with Hey Listen reminder, weekly inquiry number 2, my Nintendo Direct summary and thoughts, weekly inquiry number 3, and that was a guest week on Bardia Marriage channel where I talked about my favorite game. But in case you didn't know, for people that want to participate, the weekly inquiry is basically a very community focused thing where I encourage video responses and whatnot, and I ask a question, and then I'll read out answers on the next episode, and it keeps going from there. I do it every week on Saturdays, so there's still some time now, but it'll probably be a different episode by then because this episode isn't posted until next week, Wednesday. So yeah, that's it. I've also on Pete's Game Reform, Pokemon ZRPG, Backloggery, Pokemon ZRPG. There you go. So thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Bye. Well, okay then.
Yay! Thank you guys.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you ever need another guest host, I'd love to do it, and this time I won't be late because now I know.
Yeah. All right. See you later.
Yeah, I'll see you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Bye,
Talk to
meeting
me.
you, Cole.
Yep, see ya. Did you just kick her out?
Yes.
Did you? No, you didn't. Oh, you. No. Wait. No, wait, never mind. Did she like end the call and then you removed her? Or did you just? Okay, it's
She said
5:40
we
now.
said bye, so it's as if I hung up there.
Wait, did you hung up?
Did I hung up? You don't
I-
say bye and then keep the call going.